Is it $1,200 per acre or $1,200 annually?
No, not $1,200 annually. Right? No. Let me scroll down here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? The quarry operator will pay the government $12,000 annually for the lease and EC $2 on each ton of aggregate that it produces. Further, it will sell the government aggregates at an 8% discount. That don't sound like per acre to me,
Yeah,
because it did not say per acre. But I guess we could clarify.
Yeah, somebody clarify, please. Because here we're going on, right? One of the problems I just have with projects like these is that there's so much up in the air. You're not sure, what is fact and what is fiction. You understand? And it seems like a cat and mouse game, getting to the facts and resolving what is fiction. There's nobody talking straight and giving you straight numbers that you could say, Bap, this is it. You understand? And that is a problem. That is one of the problems that comes about. You know what I mean? Because you can't hold anybody accountable for anything if you don't know what the facts are.
But then again, can we know everything? Are they going to tell us everything?
It's a public project. What's the big problem?
Are they going to? That's the question. Are they going to?
I feel it should be a given. That is my opinion. You understand? Things like these that affect communities on such a scale. Because you're talking about people potentially developing respiratory problems. People who already have respiratory problems getting more ill because of what would be disposed into the air in terms of materials when the quarrying begins in earnest and goes full scale, if it ever does. You know what I mean? So there's a lot. And plus the implications when it comes to the environment, the flora, the fauna, the water supply. You know what I mean? There's a lot. There's a lot to be weighed. Is it worth it? That is the question. And how do we know if we don't see the paperwork, if we don't see the numbers?
All right. Point taken. Now, there is another story here on IWN, right? It's headlined, Richmond Quarry delayed a year, site has more dirt than expected. And he spoke to the owner of the company that is running the project. And here are some things that he said to Eyewitness News. The findings are that the rocks are very deep, we stress that, and there's a lot of initial work that needs to be done to get the rock. So to me, that is, okay, it's going to take even longer, right?
Yep.
He says, so the cost of getting the rock is significantly more than I anticipated, but because there is a demand for it and my commitment to the government to get it done, I will get it done. But isn't that a little conflicting when you say initially, if the people want it?
Who are the people?
Who are you referring, exactly, who are you referring
Who
to?
are the people? Because the community doesn't seem to want it on a certain level, at a certain scale, given the risks.
Hold on, eh? Hello, good morning.
I can.
Yes, please.
I know you make a statement there that can't make sense. Because even though we say 100 how much, 20,000 they make have a chichi for
Yeah.
4 more months. And check $2 a ton, while we say 50,000 tons they crush per day. Do the math.
I hear what you're saying, but you realize none ain't crushed per day.
Hello?
It'll take time to get there.
You understand?
Repeat again, I hear you.
And you realize none ain't crushed per day yet, like that. Because they still have a lot of initial work, as Crystal just
Yes,
read.
but we just saying, but they did already break down and give you a estimate of what's going on.
But-
so if the government getting $2 after every ton, let's say when things get operational,
Right.
they cost like 100,000 tons per day. Do the math.
Okay, so you're dealing with a supposed, if it get to that, if
That was it. If it gets operational,
but we're dealing
and
with we're dealing with no, because based on what they said before, the initial what they suspected initially or thought was possible initially is not so. So you see what I'm saying?
And then as Crystal said before, how much money you think it will cost before materials and the post?
I can't tell you that. That is why I
But
say
if you
we
read
need
the
to
point-
see what I said is we need to see the paperwork. We need to see the numbers.
I think, I mean,
to be able to analyze it
Listen
properly.
to me again. I guess you might be a little, not too much older than me. But you know, no government in this world. Just give citizens everything when it comes to negotiation and business with investors. None.
just give what?
Just give every information, every inch of information
We ain't asking for every inch, you know.
about every business. But certain things
Oh,
we
the
just ask
deals.
for.
Yeah.
Certain information we just look for. You ain't gonna get it.
So that makes it right.
No, but I just
Oh,
saying.
okay, so if it ain't right, let me fix it now.
There's certain information in certain business that you won't get.
All
Let me
right.
bring up a topic the other day, right?
Yeah.
With this blueprint thing. When you buy a new phone, you just read everything?
No.
You just read all the fine
The
print?
terms and conditions, no.
Okay.
But at
So
least
you
I have
see
it in
what's going on
my.
there?
At least I have it.
You see what's going on there?
But you can't class them the same, brother. You're talking about environmental impacts that could last for generations. You're talking
Okay,
about
hear
people
this
health.
again. Hear this again. Everybody be making noise. Why not give it too big a big? So it's like same environmental health hazard?
Well,
So it's different.
I ain't nobody, everybody. And give
Most
it to bigger
people.
Yeah,
bigs.
Most
plenty
people-
people say that.
Most people. So what the difference between bigger bigs and Renee?
Well, maybe some people do not understand what is going on, and they're upset that a foreigner has the project.
That is the whole thing, Krista.
I think that is part of it, man.
That is a big part too.
So because
We
you're
jump around
upset,
this
because
thing like
people,
this and support too. But
Uh-huh.
that big part of the whole thing.
So let me ask
it's
you,
not the whole part.
let me ask you a question, brother. Right?
Hmm.
You don't think it could be handled better?
Yeah, I mean, they did come back and apologize to the people. Because, I mean, there was to consult with the people first.
Correct.
But they did come back and apologize and
Uh-huh.
what's not. But
And what's not?
I
Why is
mean,
it what's not? Is it corrected?
in what way?
Is it corrected? I have.
In what way? Make it specific.
Well, let me. I'm going to tell you. Slow your horses. Hold on. Have they done the proper studies? According to what I understand, right? The studies that were done before had to do with Larakai, not the in the
Not
area.
that area, yes. They did say
Exactly.
that.
So
Lyra.
have they done the proper studies now?
Well, we don't know what they're looking into now.
Maybe that's-
So you're talking like if boy things because you say they come back and apologize and whatever. What is the whatever? Brother, we need
They
to know.
apologize concerning without consulting the people first
Right.
about the project.
So it fixed that part of the project.
Right. So there's
Right.
other things that need to
So
be
with
fixed.
the environmental studies, I show for a fact that they get back to the people on that.
Okay. So we gotta wait.
Right.
Right.
And there is a thing what we do, we just jump to conclusion. Hey, now, for exports, we should have been one of the best country in the world.
No, it's not that, brother. Let me tell you
Yes,
something.
I can.
Let me tell you something.
But he's saying for the export.
If you want to, Vinci, if you want to do something, right, from a governmental perspective, as the ultimate authority within St. Vincent and the Grenadines, you shouldn't be the one leading the charge to do things properly.
I will say no, I can.
So what is the argument? That's what I don't understand. So when people start to question things and criticize things, they have a right, brother, because it affects everybody.
Everything, listen to me. We're talking about this project in general, but not everything. Hey, now, what's the intent of criticizing something without a solution? And we just get that plenty.
You know why you go criticize it without a solution? If you don't have enough facts on it. You will criticize. You will criticize, brother. People
Then
will.
I say, boy, I can buy your shoes. Your shoes and look good for your foot.
Yeah, you could
And
say
it's
so.
done there.
It's
I
your-
could have come. But
it's
hey,
your
now,
opinion.
I could have come and said, no, boy, I can. The shoes don't look good enough. But I think you should have. And go on. There's a solution again, you.
So let me
But
ask you
if I just come
something.
and tell you
So
now,
let me ask you
I can
something.
boy, your shoes don't look good for your foot and me done right there.
Brother.
Yeah,
What-
not everybody does operate, sir.
Exactly. So we are not just criticizing, no. We are giving solutions. Do a
It
proper
might be
study.
you. No, it might be you in general.
Right.
No, but this is what we are trying to do here this morning. So don't try curtail it. We're trying to do that this morning. Ascertain what is the best way forward. Suggest some things that would be beneficial to everybody involved so that we don't get the sticky end of the stick.
But I think at the end of the day, as a leeward man, come off of Leeward, but I live at home.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up at Leeward. And not really going on in Leeward. Most people out of Leeward traveling to come to town and maybe Camden Park for daily bread.
Yeah.
I will like, I mean, they do the rightful studies and get back to the people and tell them what is what. Truthfully, you know what I say? Truthfully. And let we have something going on in Leeward, because nothing going on in Leeward.
Understood.
And I mean, it could be good enough because shopkeeper go get business. The man on the base side go get business to selling a little, maybe food or snacks or whatsoever.
Right.
Bus van man going go get a look of food because people, maybe man from Spring traveling down to Chateau for work. You know what I mean? And the whole thing go flip. Everybody go get food.
Yeah, we ain't disputing but that, you know, but at what cost? You see what I'm saying? That is just the,
But
that
I
is just
want
the
to
thing.
say, once they do the rightful studies and come truthfully to the people and tell them what is what, it will be a good thing for not Leeward.
All right.
But for right now, let me wait and hear what they're saying concerning the environmental health hazard.
Right. All right, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Quite a number of people have just called for the company to pack up and leave your equipment down there for us. So what is that going to do for us?
I can't.
So you're going to have the people $1 million investment just sitting down there. I am hoping that, okay, so is there a way to properly rectify the issue where everybody stands to benefit?
I believe so.
Right? Now, when we go and we sit down and we watch a drawing board and we reassess the environmental impact of this quarry, and then we reassess the economic impact of the quarry, and then we reassess the social impact, the health impact of the quarry, and put everything on the table, can we come up with a solution where everybody is happy?
You might get everybody happy, you know, but you could get a better reality or a better outcome if it is done properly.
One thing we have to be kind of careful of is people having ulterior motives and leading charges because they don't like a particular aspect of the project. The caller alluded to it. So you don't like that it's a foreigner. So you're upset. You forget about everything else. So you pick, and you find all these little errors which can be rectified so that the project can continue.
But here's another perspective from a listener. She says, yes, but how does that compare to losing our fishing industry and agricultural lands in Richmond? That cost or the cost itself is way too high.
Okay, so if it is way too high, squash it. Find
Exactly.
somewhere else to go. Let's go back to the drawing board with something else.
Well, I was wondering if it isn't possible to go higher up, you know what I mean? Where there aren't any communities nearby, you know what I mean? And
So you're not engineer, buddy.
you're definitely seeing rock face, and it wouldn't affect people as much as that particular area that they're planning to do it right now.
That I cannot answer because I'm not an engineer. The engineers would have to tell you that. Now, here's some more, right? All right, so he spoke about the cost of getting the rock from the area. He was not in a position to give an estimate of how much rock is at the site, although Government Senator Julian Francis said the investor had had multiple orgasms on seeing the quality of the rock there. Let me quote. Actually, for the volume of rocks, I cannot tell you. I made a proper estimate as work was done on that before, which was handed to me by the government of the estimated amount of rock there. And we went with it. But you know, this is not about how much you have or how much it doesn't have. It does not. I think what it is for the government is St. Vincent has a big port to do, and there's a demand for aggregate in St. Vincent now. Now, he went on to say that he's in other countries doing other work. So basically, St. Vincent's on the back burner for him.
I will be honest. Let me tell you something. Renault is getting some afterburn from situations that took place in St. Vincent over the last decade or more.
Backbone.
Like the situation with Ames, who is now going to be serving time in the UK. You understand?
Not enough time, but go ahead.
But people are not very trusting of foreign investors coming in, and people are not very trusting of the agreements that these investors have with the government. They feel they are sweetheart deals and there's something more going on under the table or behind the covers, behind the curtain, behind the scenes, and Vincentians generally are the ones who are being sacrificed, and we are not being taken into consideration, and the proper studies and feasibility studies are not being done, and whatever is necessary to ensure that we do benefit as a people and not just a few, and we end up with large-scale problems from small profits to the country. If we even profit in some cases.
Have we properly looked at how great a need St. Vincent is for the aggregate? Do you think that possibly that is the reason why we are trying to get this moving along and why we try to make the investment, or we try to have it done?
Well, we might think from that angle, Crystal, but the general populace, the everyday man, that's the thing. The information is not trickling down to where it needs to be. Nobody is properly investigating or even relaying the information. That is a major problem. That is a major problem. You have to realize that you have been doing things wrong for years, and you have to start correcting them by doing the proper thing. Getting the information that is necessary, the facts, and presenting them to the people in a format that is palatable to the everyday man, so people could be at least more at ease and understand, oh, we're not getting the sticky end of the stick, or we're not being set up for some fraud or some scam or some scheme where the country going suffer and somebody going benefit, and then nobody is held accountable, and they could run off and nothing is done about it, and we just...
And eventually, every now and then we argue about it, but then nothing can be done or is done.
Exactly.
All right, so we got to stick up in here with this one. All right, there's a second part to it, but when we come back, we'll get to that this morning. If you want to hit us up, 430-1043, that is the WhatsApp number. Thank you so much for joining the live. Let's head to the, well, it's 4 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're in the 8 o'clock hour, all right?
You're up with the wake-up call on X104.3 FM. Rush, this Independence Day. Rush. Experience the ultimate